This is another good tip. Cosplay, like plan your costume in phases. So if you think, um, when I originally uh, did this costume, he didn't have a helmet. That was my would be nice. So he had a breastplate, and I've actually got a little bit of this is his shoulder armor. You see, that's just this is my second ever costume. I'm ambitious, but you can see that's just a bit of vinyl that I've sewn up the middle and painted to look like metal. And I like the paint, but the actual shape is a little um, strange. And I've just, you can see I've put a little bit of chainmail just underneath to sort of, if you're wearing it, it looks like I've got a full chainmail um, shirt on, but it's just, you can see a bit of the sleeve under the armor. That's so there's all sorts of corners you can cut. Another, he's actually got light up eyes, one of which is out of alignment, but these are literally battery powered Christmas lights. They come in multiple colors, and there's sort of blue and green, there's red and yellow, and there's blue and green ones that I've just sort of covered over with a bit of tape, just because I don't want those colors. So, you can do all sorts of tricks without necessarily not like I learnt to solder, a couple of weeks ago. But 5-6 years ago, I made this fellow, and he's got glowing eyes. So you just start slow and just go for it. Have fun. That's the main thing. And people will be like, "Ooh, I wonder how he did that." And it's like any magic trick. It's easy once you know how. It's just a matter of putting things together and seeing if they work and getting enough experience to think, "Oh, well, that's not working. I wonder how I can do this." And of course, you can. The other reason we have this group is so you can ask people. Say, how do I get started? How do I choose a character? How do I learn to sew? I mean, that belt I showed you, well, the second one, the Jedi one. This, people are like, "Oh wow, he did his own leather work." It's just, straps are literally the easiest thing you can do in leather, and to date the only leather work I've done, and people were really impressed with it. But it's just, I'm learning as I go, and there's elements of, you look for things up online and you ask people, and then you sort of go away and think, well, I'm not going to actually do it that way. This is what I know, so I'm going to do it my way to make it easy for me. And you can produce whole costumes with that sort of, this is what I know, and this is where I want to be. And I think, well, how do I connect the two things? You just, one step at a time. It's literally pulling yourself up by your straps. Just have fun and try new things. And you just, the more you do, the better you get. Even like, especially if you make mistakes. Like people are like, how did you paint this to look like stone? And it's like, I have gotten very good at doing, and when I do the tutorial on how to make and paint the helmet, I will show you my painting techniques. But I've gotten very good at painting technique specifically because I'm very impatient. I never wait for the first coat to dry, and I've had to fix mistakes. And somewhere along the way, my constant making of mistakes turned into technique. And I'm quite happy with where I've gotten. I've recently started miniature modeling, and I've literally gotten to the point where I'm just thinking, well, I'm not doing it the traditional way. I'll do what I do with costumes, but on a smaller scale. That's, just don't be bound by the rules. Develop your own techniques and just think, if I do it my way, that's as valid as any other way, as long as it's safe. Don't set yourself on fire. That's probably not a valid way to do it, in as much as you don't get to do it twice. But within that sort of fairly wide realm of doing things, just have fun, have play.